How can I reach enlightenment? That is a question that I got asked the other day in a coaching session. So I thought it would be a lot of fun, and I would love to explore that question with you today. How can you reach spiritual enlightenment? So let's begin by just asking ourselves, what does that mean? And to me, the idea is that to be in perfect alignment with a higher power, may that be your soul, the universe, God, whatever you think a higher power is. And to me, honestly, I don't even know if there is a higher power. I kind of hope there was. It would be a lot of fun if there was something higher than being a human. But I will never know in this life. And that's kind of a fun part of mystery for me. But I also think that even if there is a higher power, like a universe, we are not meant to reach enlightenment. We're not meant to become one with the universe in this life. That's not why we're here. I think, if anything, if we are souls in human bodies, which I hope, I think we're on a vacation from the universe. We're on a vacation from being perfect and enlightened. And we're coming down here to see what it's like to be a human, to see what it's like to be a lot less perfect, to live in duality of light and dark and good and bad and positive and negative. And I think that's the experience we want to have. And I don't think we're meant to reach enlightenment until the day we die. But I think we can get closer, right? So I think a better question than how can I reach enlightenment is how can I become closer to enlightenment? How can I be closer to the perspective of my soul? And to understand that, we need to understand what is the natural state of the ego and what is the natural state of the soul. And then try to spend more time in the soul than in the ego, right? So what is the natural state of the ego? To me, the natural state of the ego is dissatisfaction. Being dissatisfied. And do you know maybe a person that regardless what would happen, they would find a way to not like what is happening? Like they could win the lottery and the next week they would be equally unhappy. They would always find a way to be unhappy. Because that is the natural state of the ego, dissatisfaction. Always thinking that the people, places and things that I'm surrounded with are either not good enough, or I will fear that I will lose them, or I will worried that I will not get what I want. Dissatisfaction. Wanting things to be different than they are. That is the natural state of the ego. If the ego had a motto, it would be not this. Anything else, but not this. Not this. Being dissatisfied. Being at war with reality. How much time do you spend in dissatisfaction? Consciously or subconsciously? The natural state of the soul is gratitude. And not the kind of gratitude you hear from maybe a spiritual teacher or Instagram or a self-help seminar where you're going to repeat things you're grateful for 10 times per day as a practice to trying to feel better. No, that to me is like useful, but a more superficial kind of gratitude. A deeper kind of gratitude that I think the soul is in is understanding that everything that happens, every people, circumstance, or object that is in my life can be there for a positive reason. I even choose to look at it because it makes me feel really good and grateful that everything that is happening in my reality is there for a positive reason, put there by a universe that cares for me and is there to help me. I choose to believe, because it makes me feel grateful and happy and be more in my soul, that everything is here to help me. Everything is happening for a positive reason. if I remain in a positive state. Because if I do, regardless what the circumstances, I can choose to remain in a positive state and I can extract benefit from it. There's always benefit you can extract from all circumstances. And that's like the foundation of gratitude. The ego always looks at things as good or bad. A rainy day is bad, right? Everything is good or bad. You filter your days and your circumstances into good and bad. That's the activity of the ego. And the bad days we don't want, and the good days we worry that they might go away. The soul looks at every day or circumstance as fundamentally neutral. They're a neutral thing that is happening, and they can be here to help me if I remain in a positive state and extract a positive experience from it and put a meaning on the circumstances that is helping me, that is preferring me, that is moving me forward in a positive way. The soul is not existing in a universe of good or bad. From the soul's point of view, everything is just light. It's made out of the same thing. The ego is at war with reality all the time. If you look at war, the 3 letters, you got W, which stands for worry, A, which stands for anticipation, and R, which stands for regret. Worry, anticipation, and regret. Worry that the good things in my life might be taken away from me or that future days will be bad. Anticipation. I hope good things are happening to me because I don't want the bad stuff. Or regret. I wish the past was different. All of those activities have one thing in common. Not this. Please, anything, not this. It's the natural state of the ego. The ego is always at war with reality. Worrying, anticipation, and regret. And if you want to move away from your ego into your soul, what you do is you take war and you turn it around, and then you get raw. Being raw is the natural state of the soul. Raw stands for respecting, acknowledging, and welcoming. Respecting everything as being, what I choose to look at it, as a creation of the universe, as a part of me. I choose to look at everything as just one soul playing different people, places, and things. I look at other beings and things as myself, because it helps me go into the soul's natural state of respecting everything and everyone as itself. Acknowledging that everything is here to help me. When I remain in a positive state, put a meaning that is helpful to me, and extract the benefits from every circumstance. Acknowledging by saying thank you and remaining in the soul's natural state of gratitude. And then W, welcoming. Whatever happens, let it happen. You choose, universe, because I don't know what is best for me. The soul, the ego, thinks that it knows what's good and bad for the future. Please don't make this happen, or can I please have this? Because it thinks it knows best. The soul understands that in a human body, I'm not meant to know anything. I let the universe decide. And trust that if I respect and acknowledge everything that comes in my way, I put a positive meaning on my circumstances and extract the benefits, and I follow my excitement, what needs to happen will happen. Being welcoming, right? The ego is always chasing what the ego thinks it wants. The soul is always welcoming what it needs. And the soul understands that doesn't know what I like. If I'm in my soul, I understand that I don't know what I need. The universe do. So why not just let them decide? Being raw is an approach to life. Being soft, open, trusting. No matter what happens. And I don't do it all the time. But the more time you spend being raw compared to spending being at war, the closer you're gonna go to enlightenment. And enlightenment is not a state, from my point of view, that you stay in and always, like, that always remains. No, like, you fall in and out of it. It's natural. Sometimes I'm having a great day. I'm raw and open, but then another day I find myself being back in being at war and complaining and judging. It happens. The question is how much time. And the more time you spend being raw, the closer you're going to be. And you're here to learn. So it's fine. It's fine to go up and down. But you're actually gonna go like this. A little bit better all the time. And that's spiritual evolution. And that's it for today. I hope you get a clear idea of how to move from your ego to your soul. And I'm really curious about two things. One, let me know in the comments, how much time do you spend in your ego compared to your soul? And two, did you enjoy this? I think this is the first time I've spoken about more spiritual teachings on this channel. And for me, it's one of my favorite topics. I have learned a lot of this from one of my favorite spiritual teachers, by the way. His name is Matt Kahn, and I highly recommend you check out his YouTube channel and watch some of the most viewed videos. So I'm bringing a lot of those teachings in here, but in a little bit simplified and in my own words. And I hope it's useful for you guys. And if it feels useful, I would love to keep making them. So if you enjoy this, I would feel highly encouraged to do more if you left a comment telling me how you felt about what I'm saying today and what you would like to hear me speak about next. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay grateful.